Hello, and welcome to this video which is about the changes made to audio mixdown in Cubase 11. In any DAW workflow, eventually you need to export your audio so it can get out into the wider world. If you're just doing a simple stereo export to the same file format all the time, the changes made in Cubase 11 aren't going to be that interesting. But if you have the kind of complex workflow where you're exporting in multiple different file formats and possibly exporting stems with and without effects, this has got to change, which is really going to make a difference and save you hours. Let's take a look. So here we are in Cubase. You can see I've got a couple of just complete tracks ready to go. We're going to take a look at the audio mixdown dialog box. And there are a couple of features, a couple of main features that we want to draw your attention to. So the first thing is we finally have file format presets, which are available here. So you don't have to manually change each of these settings and then often risk not having set something appropriately. So if a common task of yours was to save files in a format which are suitable for exporting to CD, then now you can save that, in this case WAV 44.1K and 16-bit interleaved. You can save this quickly as a preset, which you can recall nice and quickly. And let's say you spend your time sometimes sending out low quality MP3s. So again, you can pick MPEG 1 layer 3. We can change this to 128K. And again, let's save this as a MP3 128K. And another one as MP3 320. So now picking them will be much quicker and easier, particularly if you have to do this a lot. Now, another area which is just a minor change is that each project now has a project mixdown folder, which will be selected by default. That might be what you want. Personally, I have all of my mixdowns in a mixdown folder because then they're nice and quick for me to find. So I just order them by clients, but you may want to save them with your project, and that's the default. So here we can see that that's what it's been set to do. So here's the path of the project, and then it's got the audio mixdown folder. You can choose them as before or use the project audio folder, etc. And your previously chosen ones will appear here as previously. Cubase Pro, it's now possible to set up a queue of export jobs. If you're in a position where maybe you need to export as waves and as MP3s, or you need to do channel batch exports, sometimes with effects and sometimes without, this is going to revolutionize your life and save you an enormous amount of time. So we're going to take a look at this now. So firstly, here's the export queue down the bottom. And as we can see, it says click add to queue to add a job to the export queue. Now let's look at adding these jobs. So here we have this set up. So we have our stereo out, saved as test mixdown in CD wave format, and we can just add that to the queue. So you can see there, test mixdown.wave is going to go into the project mixdown folder, and there's the file format. Now, if we also need to do MP3s, maybe low quality MP3s to mail out quickly and high quality MP3s for somebody who's picky or wants it directly for streaming, then you can simply add that. So here's MP3 128K, add to queue. You can see that's been added, and MP3 320K also add to queue. Now, these jobs get saved with the project. So if I save this project and reopen it, as you're going to see in a second, these will all be here. So I'm going to close the project, reopen it. And now if we reopen the audio mixdown window, you'll see they're all saved. So you don't have to go through the rigmarole of, did I save it? Did I do this? Those jobs will always be saved with your project, which is really great. On top of that, when you are doing multiple channel selection, such as here we've got track 1 and track 2, you can also pick whether the inserts and strip effects are on there or it's disabled, if it has groups and sends, and master groups and sends, etc. And those can all be saved as well. So we can do individual track outputs, which in this case will be the individual songs, but we can add those and do them disabled as well. So we're going to add that, and you can see now we've got 5 different jobs, each of which, if we want to get rid of, we can remove. We can compress all those, but you can see that jobs 4 and job 5 are made up of multiple mixdowns, etc. And once we hit Start Queue Export, it will export that. And it's pretty efficient because it does these concurrently. So it won't just do one mixdown, then the next one, then the next. It will do them concurrently because it knows that these are the same mixdowns, etc. So that's pretty useful as well. And if we hit Start Queue Export, they will all get done. Files will be renamed as appropriate. And as you can see, those three are all being done at the same time because they're the same mixdown, just with different output formats, which are going to be encoded as it goes. And as you can see, all of those are complete and they've been done and renamed as appropriately as possible where there were name conflicts. So you've seen the additions to Cubase 11's audio export window. If they're right for you, it's going to be a game changer. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, please like and subscribe as it makes a big difference to the channel. And we'll see you again soon for more Music Tech Tuition.